Well, another day, another country. We are now in Portugal.
Didn't even notice that we had accidentally driven into Portugal.
You can tell by the
even a sign.
There was no sign. Zero border checks.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto N332.
Thank you, Miss Maps. The only reason I noticed is because the accents on the letters.
Yeah.
You have accents on Portuguese letters that you don't have on Spanish letters. That's the only reason I noticed. But yeah, it does kind of look a little bit different already.
Look at this rain, guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. We can barely see where we're going.
There's an old saying that the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, but I think this proves that the rain in Spain falls mainly on Portugal.
Meanwhile...
This is ridiculous.
It's absolutely f***ed. What a lovely holiday.
What do we say? Tourism on hard mode.
Tourism on hard mode, guys. Tourism on... 1 out of 10 whelms for the weather in Portugal.
Yikes. Random peacocks just hanging out here in the streets of Portugal. Okay, so now we are in a churrascaria, which is basically an endless supply of meat. This little knob here, if we put it up green, it means bring more meat. If we put it up red, it means stop bringing us meat. This shall
Quick, turn it on green.
On green.
Oh,
see, exactly.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Bam.
Obrigado.
I'm not regretting my decision.
Yes, well, there's one decision I never regret, and that's the decision to eat more meat.
Spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
I guess I'm gonna keep bringing it back.
We're just enjoying a stroll through the mean streets of Portugal here on the outskirts of Lisbon, and I don't know if you can really make it out, but these narrow sort of we call them cobblestone?
Yeah, it's cobbled streets.
Cobbled streets. It's just so charming.
I mean, you can show how narrow it is by just showing this car that's barely fitting. Like, it's barely fitting, and in fact, some of these streets are like...
You can't fit a car through.
We almost got stuck driving through one, because it's just about an inch wider than a car, so it's really not car friendly. This is a human scale. This is what I call a human scale.
I think that's why.
Town.
I think this is why we like this place so much.
You can feel the. Oh, that guy's leaf blowing. Should we try to head away from the leaf blower?
Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go down here.
Leaf blowers, man.
Leaf blowers are the bane of my existence. I was telling you this before. You didn't know this when I was in Los Angeles. Like, we have to stop filming. We have to stop filming whenever there's like a leaf blower going on, which is all the time in LA.
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying, especially if you're mid-coitus. It can be very...
Put the pause button and wait for the guy to stop leaf blowing.
Stop leaf blowing.
Like, wait, hold on, leaf blowing. Half an hour later, all right, good to go.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm amazed that you managed to keep a boner for that half an hour that you're just standing there waiting.
I'm not standing there.
Is that what the fluffer is for?
I'm still having sex with her.
I see, okay, but you're just not filming.
The camera's just off.
Right, okay.
Because they can't record the audio.
Anyway, to get back to the topic.
This lovely place we're walking through right now.
I think, again, it's kind of a bit of a theme that we're talking about in our videos here, but architecture makes a huge difference on your mood. It creates an energy that affects your mood and affects everything about how your life is. This little town area that we're in with these tiny little streets where cars can't fit in is a human scale. This is a town made for humans, not for machines. And you feel that just being here, and it gives you a relaxed, comfortable, happy, creative kind of feeling. It really affects you. So we're very happy to be in this little area.
Very blessed to be where we are right now. There's something about, there's something about it, man. It's quite charming. And now we're here at the coastside, at the beach.
I think it's like there's a more general point here, which is that we should be trying to build human scale cities more and more, rather than car scale ones. It's just so much better for people's mental well-being.
Much better for your mood.
And there's a lot of, I think there's quite a few little towns in Europe that are like that.
Everyone, we have an announcement to make.
Newsflash, guys. If you give a woman a sexual experience she's never had before, if you teach a woman to orgasm in a way that she's never orgasmed before, if you show her how to submit in a way that she's never been shown before, you will be the best sex she's ever had in her life, by default. Now, I've worked as a professional dom, I've worked as a high-class male companion, I've been in the swinging scene. And through trial, error, and experience, I've learned how to leave a long-lasting impression on a woman in the bedroom. And now, you can learn how to as well. So there was a comment, probably one of the first comments, on the first vlog that we dropped with just me and Thor before we started traveling. And it was basically, oh look, here's Stirling's out here making us all jealous of his lifestyle. But here's the thing, guys, like it took us 10 years.
10 years. We've been grinding for 10 years. Okay.
So we can have this kind of a lifestyle.
We've had a lot of false starts. We've both had businesses that we've tried that have failed.
Yeah.
We've lost all the money, had to start again from scratch.
Multiple times.
It has been a long, hard road, but you have to understand that even though you can't see it at the time, every one of these failures is taking you closer to the life to this vision that you have. Because that is one thing that we always shared, is a vision for how free we wanted to be, and a vision for the kind of life that we wanted to lead. And it's amazing because we kept that vision despite all the setbacks that seemed on the surface of it to be so far away from where we wanted to get to, yet somehow we've still ended up exactly where we wanted to be.
Exactly. Like I was, man, when I was, how old was I when I started my first business? Probably like 25.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? It was roughly around the time we actually first met.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, because I'd met men who were my age, who are even younger than me, who at that conference we went to in Lithuania, met multiple guys who had what I wanted. They had like six-figure incomes a year.
Six-figure remote income,
remote
ability
income.
to travel anywhere they wanted to go.
That's the key thing, like online businesses that were remote and they had the ability to work from anywhere in the world and see and experience the world at a young age. And I was like, I want this.
And also time flexible as well, because it's one thing to have a remote job where you have to be on for 10 hours each day, and that's going to restrict you.
That's very different.
Whereas you need to, you're going to have to do the work, whatever you're doing, but time flexibility is important. So right now, as a Friday, it's midday on a Friday, and we've just come out for a stroll around town.
Because we want to.
Making this video. Because we want to, and we can.
Right.
Because we're time flexible.
But I remember being so frustrated in my mid-20s that, it didn't work. The first try didn't work, and I remember having these thoughts like, I'm a complete failure because I didn't get it right the first time. Guys, it takes time.
It really does.
You really don't understand, and no one really talks about this, which is why I wanted to talk about this. You just see on social media and on YouTube, you'll see all these glamorous lifestyles. You see the end result. You don't see the years of grind.
Well, it's not actually helpful to look at other people with the end result, because that actually doesn't help you get there. What would be helpful is to look at what someone that got there was doing 10 years before and then do that. Like, that would be the helpful thing.
And there are clues you can find if you're good enough of a detective. You can see clues through people's social media if you go back far enough.
Try to reverse engineer it.
Yeah, you can kind of reverse engineer how they got there. So, like, have faith in the process, guys. If you want to live the kind of lifestyle that we're living right now, you can probably get there a lot quicker than we did, to be honest. Like, we made a lot of mistakes along the way. There's a lot of failures. We didn't know where we were going, but fuck it, we're here now to help you if you want.
You have to pay your dues, man.
You gotta pay your dues.
What we might talk about quickly is, I might actually talk about a specific failure that I had, because I think, people only ever talk about their successes, and it gives you a very warped idea of how people got where they are, and whereas it's a lot more of a windy road than people say it was what it is, and people can get disheartened because they're like, well, it hasn't been this straightforward for me, and that guy looks like he did it really easily. Well, he probably didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe some people do, but it wasn't that straightforward for me. So one specific failure I had was a software as a service startup that I was working on in my sort of mid-20s, and I spent 2 years working every single available hour outside of my day job to build this software startup, and I put $30,000 or $40,000 of my own money into it, and it didn't work. It went nowhere. We got no customers. We didn't make any money. The whole project was a failure. And when you get to like 2 years investing your work and your time and your money into something like that, and it doesn't work out, that is a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But you must swallow it, and you must understand that even though you can't see the lesson in it at the time, there is a lesson in that. The direction, the resistance of what you're pushing towards is, as long as you keep the same vision in your mind, and I always had the same vision, you will get closer to where you want to go. So not everything has been a resounding success for me. That wasn't even the only failure I've had. That was just the biggest one. And at the time, I was so burned out from it. But you recover, you get it back again, you get your energy back, and then you try something else and try something else. And every time you've honed, you've iterated towards something that's going to work better.
Yeah, because the same thing, there's different things are going to work for different guys, right? Like, because I've tried many things in my life
great point,
which didn't work for me. They weren't a fit for my unique
point.
skill sets, my personality, the way I like to work. And so a large part of the trial and error, the failure process, is figuring out how you can make money.
Yeah,
Like,
that's such a good point, man. Such a good point. Because a big mistake, and this is actually a mistake that I've made, is to look at what someone else is doing and then try to copy exactly what they're doing.
what they're doing. Yeah,
But
and that's not quite right.
It doesn't work. You
not
have
right.
you have to first have a vision of what you want, a clear vision, and then you have to use your inner knowing to guide you to the thing that maximizes your own talents to get there to where you want to go.
So, for all of you who are watching these videos right now, getting a little bit jealous, that's a good thing. Like, I want you to like harness that jealousy and use it as fuel, because hopefully we're inspiring you a little bit with the kind of life that you can lead. You can live a very free lifestyle.
It is pretty great. Like
I've got nothing to complain about.
We're rocking up to an Airbnb. We don't have to worry about how much it costs. We're going out to eat in restaurants every day. We don't have to worry about how much it costs.
Yeah.
We're pretty much doing exactly whatever we want to do.
Yeah. Going wherever we want to go.
We've been talking about this. It's like, this is amazing, Stirling. After all this time, we arrived.
Yeah.
We've had this vision, this shared vision for so many years, and we just kind of realized, both of us on this trip, that we made it.
Yeah.
We've got here.
And it's a fantastic feeling, guys. So I hope that one day you can feel this as well, because it's absolutely worth every second, every ounce of energy you put into it. It's absolutely worth it.
It's so much better because you worked for it.
Yeah.
So you really value it.
So go out there and work for it, all right?
Mm-hmm.